Hi, I'm Corey Lang. This is my second tutorial I'm doing. What we're going to be making today is a milk crate, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making this basically just from two planes, and what we're going to do is duplicate this right here 3 times, and then we have the first plane we make on the bottom, which is the bottom grate. So let's get started. Okay, to get started, what I'm going to do is go to my folder. I'm going to show you the image that I used for my crate. The way I name my crate is I put a name and I do length, width, height. So 13 inches, 13 inches, 11 inches length, width, height in inches. And you label this is what I'm going to be modeling on. What we're going to start with is the bottom piece. So, to get started, I'm going to put this onto the side right over here. Go to max, delete that. What we're going to do is we're going to make a plane. Go to modify. We're going to do 13. We're going to start with the bottom piece, which is most likely going to look, let's see, if you go to Google, if you look up like a crate, just a milk crate, can't really see the bottom piece, but if you look at it, it's gonna be like something on the like this texture, but on the bottom. And it's just that. Here, I'll show you. Just watch. Now, what we're gonna do, if you hit that, you're gonna turn on snap, and then you're gonna rotate 45 degrees. I'm going to do 24 segments each. Just watch. If you do box, we're going to do that. We'll do 10. Go down here, type in 0, tab, and 0. It'll zero out everything. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make this 11. Alright. Alright, now we're going to expand that out to about here. An operation we're going to be doing is called Boolean. Basically, we're going to be subtracting. I'm using this shape, and we're going to subtract this out of it. So if you select this shape, go to Modify, Compound Primitives, and you hit Boolean. Now nothing's happened because we haven't picked our second operand, or what Max calls operand B. So you pick the operand, and you select the box, and you do intersection. And I'll leave you with that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to top view. If you hit 4, after you select your objects, select all the faces, and we're going to use this feature here called Inset. Now right now it's doing it wrong, because it's treating this as one shape. However, if you go from group to by polygon, it'll do this. I'm going to say something like, I'm going to say like 0.5 for now. And we're not going to extrude this, however, we're just going to delete those. What we're going to do, hit P for perspective. What we're going to do is use a shell modifier. Now I have all my modifiers here, so what you can do is go up here, go under Object Space Modifiers, and tap S, and it'll take you to S modifiers. You'll hit shell. What shell does is it gives dimension to your plane. It's no longer a 2D object, now it's a 3D object. So once you have that, I'm going to say 0.135. You know, right click, convert to poly. Then what we're going to do is add like a little base down here, like a little border. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit this and you're going to ring, and you're going to hit connect. You're going to do 2 segments. Right there, well, Here, let's pinch them out a little bit. What you're going to do is, I have mine hotkeyed. Every time I hit S, it rings. However, I think it's like, what, Alt-R for ring? I remapped my hotkeys, but you can also do it this way. You select one, you can just hit ring. And then if you hit Control, instead of selecting polygon by polygon, you can do it this way. You select one edge, you ring, and you hold Control down and you click. And it selects all the faces that are touching the edges you've selected. Now what we're going to do is hit V, T, and then we're going to go to top view, and then we're going to extrude. So we'll go here. Now right now it's doing that. However, do that, I'll do this. I'm going to do something like this, like 0.2. What you can do is hit 1, and then you can do like aligning along a plane. So if you hit this right over here, then make the X. Oop, forgot to do something. Right now, Max still thinks we still have our object like this, when indeed we want it like that. So to change that, to tell Max that we have our object in this orientation, we are going to go to here, and you're going to go to Reset X Form. Click that, and it applies this. See, Max still thinks our object is turned diagonally. But what you do is you hit Collapse 2, and now when we do that, when we select our vertex, it'll align it. And this, you're going to align it along the Y plane. X, and then Y, and there you go. So we have something like this. Alright, so for the next piece, that's just the bottom piece. Let's see, I'm going to do something real quick. Plane. Here. Make sure this is close to 13 by 13. Alright, so we got that. We'll move that to the side. Now, if you look at the size, it's got 11 height, so we're going to put 11. If you right click, it'll send these to 1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn that 90 degrees. Now if you look at the picture over here, we're going to add segments, and then we're going to chamfer these, the ones horizontally. So right click, convert to poly, select those two, and we're going to add 6 segments. Alright, 6. So then we're going to go to hit V and then F. Then we're going to move these in place. I'm going to say the bottom one is going to be something like there. We're going to put this one right about... Actually, hold on. I want to inset this first. This little border right here. So we'll inset. I'm going to say something like this. Okay, now we'll add the segments. Now what you do is you can select each segment, hit loop or Alt L for you. Me it's A, but go along the Y. You notice these little edges right here, they're a little bent. Alright, now we'll put this one, I'm going to say right around here. Oop. Okay, this one we'll put right about here. Notice the bottom one right here is a little bit thicker, so we'll put that right about here. And then these two, keep forgetting that, these two are like almost like dead center. Actually, they are, well, it's a little taller up here, so right around here. So select those. You're going to chamfer. I'm going to say right around, that's a little too thick. I say like right there. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add one segment here and one segment here. Except we're just going to select these here. So we're going to connect. Same as before, select that. Now we're going to planar along the Y. Now what we can do, instead of just moving these, each side, what we're going to do, select that, you hit your loop, and then defaultly Max will probably have it set to this, where nothing happens, but if you hold down your left mouse button, you select this, which means it's going to scale between your two selected objects, and scale it outwards. Once we got that, I'm going to connect that here. Oop. Hold on. There you go. Alright, we're going to go to X, and I'll put these one right about here. Alright, then we're going to chamfer, give it the same thickness. Okay, the next what we're going to do is first we're not going to need these here. Oh, wait. I just forgot that one. Alright. Oh yeah, forgot this one. Can't select today. Alright, so we got that. Okay, now we'll get rid of these. We forgot these here. Or moreover, I forgot. Alright, so once you got that, and what we're going to do is select these faces here, which are these right here. These plastic surfaces. We'll see why. Oh, and if you accidentally like select something, you're doing this, just hit Q. You'll go to select mode, so nothing happens. You won't accidentally move any faces or vertices or edges. We're going to detach these. We'll leave it like that. You'll see why in a second. Okay, next, what we're going to do is exactly what we did with the ground. Except we're going to have fewer segments. So what we're going to do is make a plane. Now for this you can pick any value you want. I'm going to do like 15. Oop, not 25. Alright, let's see. First, here's what I would like to do. There. That way it's totally you right click, it'll put everything on 0, 0, 0 in X, Y, and Z. Alright, so we're going to turn this. Let's see how many we want. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's something around there. So, all ones. Alright. Actually, that's too many. So what we're going to do is now we're going to make a box. We're going to turn this on, which is snap toggle. It'll snap to the vertices. You can give it any height you want. What you're going to do is like what we did before. Go to compound, Boolean, pick operand V, and then do intersection. If you want to snap the vertices, you select it and you can right click and you tell it whatever to snap to. Right now it's snapped at grid points and vertex. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click, convert that to a poly. Yeah, that should be good. Alright, so you select that. Do inset per poly. I'm going to say something like that. You can turn snap off. Alright. I am getting rid of these edges here. I count because we don't need them. Oop. Why did I do that? Okay. And delete that. Now these here, we're just going to delete. We're going to do a shell like before. Give thickness to this flat shape. Oop, forgot one. Alright, delete that. What we're going to do. That shell. Let's see. I'm going to say right around there. Alright, next, what we're going to do. We're going to shell that. these. Actually, no. We'll move this flat plane here. Alright. So now we got this. Now for the handle, we're going to do another Boolean, but we're not using... Well, technically we are using a mesh, but we're going to make it differently. So if you go to Shapes, Splines, make a circle. Or you know what, better yet, we can probably just use a rectangle. Here, put that right in the center. Alright, so let's see. And convert that to a spline. Oop. I'm gonna say right around here. Then what we're gonna do is fillet. Let's weld these, shall we? Because we don't need 2 points. Alright. Next, what we're going to do is extrude. Because right now, if you hit E here, now what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 of these. I'll see why. We're going to convert that to a poly. What we're going to do, I'm going to duplicate this, just in case if I screw something up, you always have a backup copy. Here, we'll move that out of the way. Actually, alright. We are going to convert this to a poly, and we're going to attach the 3 meshes here. What we're going to do is select this. We're going to make this a Boolean. I'm going to pick operand B. And then what you do first, let's go here to hierarchy, effect pivot, center that to object, and then pivot, center to object. Alright, so once we got that, what we're going to do is, because we got another one of these, we're going to convert that to a poly. And then what we're going to do is we're going to inset. If you have 2, that'll turn off the glowing red faces. I'm going to say like right there. And then what we're going to do is you delete the faces, hit 3, they'll take you in the border mode. And you select that, they'll select basically opened. It's like there's no face here. So what you do is you hit bridge, and they'll make this. Now what you do is you go here, turn on this, it snaps, and we'll snap it to there. Right now, if you render this out, It looks like there's nothing here for these plastic surfaces. That's because it's a flat surface. There's technically no depth to it. So what you can do to bypass that, just a little quick fix. If you hit M on the keyboard, they'll open up your material editor. Me, I use a slate editor. What you can do is have a normal standard material. Here, we'll call this matte crate. We'll make it that black color. I'm just making a quick material here. Just give it like a nice little glossy. Anyway, you hit this right here. It says two-sided, and I forgot to assign it. We'll select that, and now if you render, now both sides show up. Basically, the material's telling these faces to show both sides instead of just one side. So once you have that, we'll take our right around here. Right about here. Now what we can do is if you hit F12, you'll open up this scale transform typing tool. We want to scale in the X. This tends to be a little bit more precise and easy to use. Whoop. Wrong one. Here, while we're at it, convert this to a poly. Let's see, we're going to go to here. I'm going to attach that. And then, that would be a strange looking crate. Here, we'll add some thickness to this. And we'll assign the material. yeah. Here's for the... If you make a new layer, you can pretty much hide these. I put BU for backup, but you know, if you do that, it's less polygons to render out in real time, so it won't lag your computer as bad. And there you have it. Here, maybe we can make like a little... Oh, whoops. We're still in that layer that we have hidden. Here, 32, 32. Oop. Oh, whoops. Wrong one. I meant to do that. Here, we'll do a basic skylight, and we'll do a mental area spot. Just kind of real quick lighting. Where are you? Here you are. Here, go to rendering. Side renderer. We'll go to mental ray. Force two-sided. You can also check this in. This will make both sides of the plane show. Or no, I think that's rendering. Alright. And you notice your render window will change. And that's a little too soft. So let's do like 2 inches. Yeah, a little better. But oh, if you hit Shift F, they'll give you your frame window. Here, we'll scale that out just a little more. Well, not exactly like this crate, but you know, one of my drawing teachers, he always told me, he says it's good to draw what you see, but he says the thing I'm primarily looking for, and this applies to pretty much all arts, whether it's 3D modeling or drawing. He says I'm looking for believability, and it's a great advice. He says make something that looks like you would see it in real life. You know, this is something you can definitely see in real life. You know, like a normal milk crate. What isn't believable is if you had something like, you know, if you had something like this, you know. But, yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm planning on I'm probably going to make another one on how you can turn this into a game asset, where it's not, let's see, it's nothing. It's only 15,000 polygons. It's not a big deal, but no, this would be a very bad game asset. I mean, polygon wise, it's way too much. But what you can do is have different, like, you can fake detail. Like, for example, like how we're using the flat planes for this, like what we can do here is make a flat shape, and then we can have like have these, instead of these being three-dimensional, these like grate pieces here, and this right here, which is here. If I go to my viewport configurations, you go to statistics, check those in, total and selection. Yeah, like this alone right here, just the bottom piece alone is you know, it's like almost 4,200 polygons, which is it's way too high. And what you can do is make a flat plane and use a thing called an alpha map, or using the alpha channel, where black means it's transparent and white means it's opaque. So if you can picture this, these would be like these right here would be white, and these holes here would be black. And what you do is you assign it, and if you do the ambient occlusion, which is another thing I might do, which I actually will do, I just don't know if it's on here. Ambient occlusion, you can kind of like fake a little bit of depth on these. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.